Hello, everybody. My name is Hannah. I'm the intern. If you didn't see my introduction post on Patreon, you should go look at it. But yeah, today I'm going to be doing the new moon, full moon cycle predictions for February this month and for all the signs. So let me show you the calendar. So for this month, we have a new moon on February 9th in Capricorn and a full moon on February 24th in Leo. You will be noticing endings and new beginnings to chapters or cycles that have been happening in your life since August and September. And that is going to be a refocus again for this new moon cycle. So you can either manifest something new or close a chapter to something beginning around August and September of 2023. So let's take a look at the energy that we have going on for this month, okay? Okay, so Capricorn energy, you're going to notice with the full moon, it's going to be a very structured, very stable type of energy. You're going to have this desire to achieve. It's going to be very ambition focused and logical. You're going to want to learn how to use, or not learn, but you're going to see yourself using your intuition in a more logical nature. It's a very grounded energy. Capricorn is all about that ambition and desire to achieve success and having structure in a very responsible and accountability focused manner. So that's going to be the nature of this full moon. And then as well, we have the planet Mars, which Capricorn is exalted in, sitting with this. So you're going to have that ambition and desire to achieve and pertaining to whatever house Capricorn is in for you. And it's going to be supported by Mars because Mars gets its best energy sitting here. And you're going to notice you have this willpower and energy and drive to actually focus on this area. Oh, and then when it comes to the energy of the full moon in Leo, you're going to notice, oh, actually, hold on one second. And then with the new moon, the full moon in Leo on February 24th, you're going to notice this energy and desire to express. You're going to want to be seen and be in focus, like, how can I be more of a leader? Or I think it's necessarily that you're closing a chapter around this way. It's like, yes, you still have the desire to express and the desire to be seen and be a leader, but you're closing a chapter in the way you do it because Saturn is opposite it. So Saturn is asking you in this full moon, like, how have you done this how have you creatively expressed yourself and found your happiness and your confidence in a way that maybe needs more structure. So this full moon, you're noticing a closure to a chapter or a cycle in your life since August and September, where you're reevaluating the way you bring structure to your creative expression and your leadership abilities and your confidence. This is going to be a moment where people really reevaluate their confidence, and especially in whatever area it is for you in your chart. So let's take a look at it. Okay, so I would say for Aries risings, this new moon in Capricorn is going to be happening in your 10th house. And for you guys, I think that this is a major focus on your career, on your public image, on who you are and who you show up as in the world. You're taking on a new chapter. This is an opportunity for you to manifest a new beginning in this area of your life. And you have the support of Mars there to do it. Capricorn loves the 10th house. Mars loves the 10th house. Mars loves Capricorn. And with a new beginning there, like if you are wanting more prestige and more honor, more recognition in your life right now, is the time to do it. You have the energy there to support you in whatever your manifestations are. If you're wanting to make a big career move or just get more recognition, now is the time. And it might happen for you anyways because it's supposed to. But if you were wanting to focus on that in a more intuitive way, now is the time where you can do it in a logical mindset. It's very grounded. You might notice that you're not so worried about your own happiness at this time because you're so focused on like how others see you, not in a like a vain type of way where some people can see like the Leo energy being that way. It's not like that. It's like, I deserve this recognition. I deserve this honor. What am I going to do to get it there? What am I going to do to make that happen? Because your manifestations are fully supported by the energy of Saturn here in your 11th house, which rules this new moon. So if you can do it in a structured and responsible way, it's going to happen for you. That would just be my guidance to do that, but you might notice yourself doing it like that anyways. So this is going to be a really good month for you. A new moon. I really hope things happen as you wish them to. Okay, and then for the full moon on February 24th, it'll be happening in Leo in your 5th house, opposite Saturn, with Mercury and Sun looking at it. So what I take from this to mean is that you guys are having a major conciliation, or I don't know if that's the right word, but like consolidation of like what makes me happy. What am I doing to creatively express myself in the way that I desire to? Because Saturn is asking you to look at it like, are you really creatively expressing yourself and showing up the way you want to? That brings you actual happiness, because fully supported here by the 5th house to be you in all its form and glory and have all the happiness that you truly want in this lifetime. But Saturn looking at it is like, are you doing it in the way that's actually true to you, like in a way that brings you happiness, that brings you the success and the manifestations that you wish to call in? So it's not like a ending of your happiness. That's not happening. It's like a asking you to reevaluate, like, over these last 6 months, have you really been doing the things to make you happy? And then experiencing, maybe you can restructure it in that way. I would also say like maybe relationship with your children or just your own creativity in general is just, like coming to a, a closer look at. You're wanting to reevaluate like over the last 6 months, have I been on that ride? So yeah. Okay, so for Taurus risings this month, you guys have the new moon in Capricorn happening in your 9th house. Again, supported by Mars, ruled by Saturn sitting in your 10th house. So for you guys, this is a major focus on your spiritual inclination. You're having these desires maybe to like focus on your spiritual practice maybe, or just really hone in on like what your beliefs are, or just this desire to experience luck in your life, because the 9th house is also about good fortune and luck. And with a new moon happening there, supported by Mars, which is exalted in, you're gonna notice this energy and this drive to like be like, okay, I am meant for luck. I am worthy of luck. I am worthy of fortune and amazing things happening to me. And I have the spiritual energy to, in a structured way, to make it happen that will also benefit my career. That's literally what's happening for you and what you can manifest. And it will come true because it gets supported by Mars, ruled by Saturn in your 10th. You know, you're going to notice, especially in the later half of the month, like major career things, honor and recognition happening for you because of what you manifest at the beginning of the month. So I would say, yeah, just really focus in like, I am diligent in my spiritual practice. I can do it in a very structured way, whatever that is. I understand my beliefs and I understand my morals and values. And I, from that, am able to bring in so much luck and good fortune into my life that just happens suddenly out of nowhere. And it just helps me receive honor and recognition and do that in a structured way. And yeah, this is going to be a good month for you guys too. So let us know what happens. And then for the full moon happening in your 4th house, opposite Saturn in your 11th, no, 10th, sorry. And then, yeah, this is going to be like a closure to something happening for you from August, September around your home life. Maybe that means something in your home is like coming to an end, or you're deciding finally, like, oh, I'm ready to move and I want to move, and you put the pieces together because you have to do it in a structured way that aligns with your happiness. Saturn is like looking at you like, is that what you really want? Is that how you're really going to do it? And asking you to be responsible about it. So the move is, or something in your home and happiness. It's also Saturn could be looking at you saying like, is that emotionally fulfilling you? Are you really checking in with your emotions like in a structured and responsible way? It can also be a time where you guys like maybe in August, September you started therapy and now you're noticing, or some type of something that helped you emotionally or that helped you in your home. Maybe you did move back in August, September, and now you're noticing like everything's coming together. or and then that would be the closure to that chapter, or just like maybe you started something in August, September that you wanted to help you in your emotions to feel like at peace in your privacy and just like, you know, you can understand your mind better because you feel nurtured. So this full moon is like a closure to that chapter that you've been going on for the last like 6 months. And Saturn's looking at you like, yeah, did you do it the way you wanted in a structured, responsible way that actually makes sense for your own happiness and home? So I really hope that works out for you guys and let us know. Okay, for the Gemini risings this month, you guys are having this new moon in your in your eighth house. Hey, my fellow Gemini risings. And then it's also again supported by Mars here, which Capricorn is exalted in, and then ruled by Saturn, which is in your ninth house. So what I'm taking for this for us, because I'm a Gemini rising, of course, you guys have focused on really getting down to the nitty-gritty of the researching your spirituality and your beliefs and using that for success because it will bring you success. And Mars here is happy in the eighth house. He likes to be there. You might notice this desire to like kind of go towards your temptations. That would be the one thing I say to look out for. Saturn is asking you to stay focused on your desires. Stay focused on your luck and fortune because it is happening for you. This is also a good time with a new moon to call in new beginnings around with it happening in the eighth house to your investments, to your money from other people, money from partner, joint resources, or just loans, grants, anything that you're wanting to call in some new money. This is the time to do it because you can manifest that, make that shit happen. Mars here is very, it's like supporting you in the efforts you want pertaining to any eighth house matters, okay? So again, researching, getting down into like the things other people can't see in a very structured, stable, responsible way. That's going to generate a lot of good luck and fortune for you and help you hone in on your spiritual beliefs. Yeah, I'm already noticing this, so for myself at least. So let us know in the comments if that is happening for you or what does happen on the new moon. Okay, and then for the full moon happening in Leo in your third house, and then opposite that, Saturn looking at it in your ninth house. Hold on. Yeah, so the full moon's happening in your third house, right here in Leo, opposite that Saturn in your ninth house looking at it. So from what I'm gathering of this is there's been a major um a journey you've gone on for the last 6 months where you've had to hone in on your skills, the skills you have that generate good business and good fortune for you. Also the way you think, you've been changing that a little bit. And so this full moon is like a closure to that chapter. And I would also say, speaking from personal experience as a Gemini rising, in August and September, there was something very significant that happened for me that is actually in August, like the very end of August, that really tested my own personal strength and courage and willpower, which is what the third house represents. And over these last 6 months, I've had to really understand and use the high energy from that experience that I had to like focus on my willpower and my strength and the confidence that I have to be that strong. And Saturn has been looking at it and looking at me, asking, did you do this in the way that's structured and responsible and actually be accountable for it? Because are you being accountable for your skills and your willpower and strength and it's making you happy? Are you able to creatively express your skills? So there's like that closure to that chapter happening for you guys this month. And yeah, it's going to be really good. And just, I would say, make sure you're focusing on your skills and your strengths and what keeps you going on an everyday basis. But know that Saturn is supporting you to bring in that good fortune from the skills and things you have learned and ways you have increased your confidence over the last 6 months. Okay, so for Cancer risings this month, you guys have the new moon happening in your seventh house and supported by Mars, where Capricorn is exalted, and then ruled by Saturn in your eighth. Okay, so what I'm noticing for you guys is there's going to be a new beginning happening for you in regards to relationships. This can mean relationships with a partner, spouse, or friendships that are, very deep and intimate. and also just business partners, anybody that you're on a relationship with basis that is like really important to you. You can do two things during this time. You can manifest a new stable, structured, mature, like providing energy of a partner during this time. Or it's an opportunity for you to reevaluate your own relationships and your own business partnerships. Are my business partnerships and relationships structured in the way that I desired? Are they meeting my standards? Are they giving me the energy that I require? And am I getting the resources from them that I desire? Because, yeah, you're really reevaluating this, and like Saturn is telling you, like, you have the opportunity now. You're supported by Mars and me in your eighth house to get those structured responsibilities, to get that accountability from a partner and business partners. Yeah, this is a good month for you. I wouldn't say if you're in a relationship, it's not like this is gonna be bad. In fact, with Mars there, you guys might have a great time, if you know what I mean. Um, but but yeah, I would say just if you're on the rocks, this can be a new chapter where you're like, okay, they're not meeting my standards. I'm gonna look elsewhere. Saturn's in your eighth. Yeah, you're really reevaluating those resources and things that other people bring to you or that you have enjoyed with a partner. So let us know in the comments how that plays out for you. And then with the full moon in Leo, governed by or ruled by Saturn, no, sorry, the full moon in Leo in your second house, and Saturn is looking at it opposite that in your eighth house. Okay, so this is a closure or an ending to an energy around your income, your wealth, the material possessions that you have, and your own self-worth and your own value. Maybe it's not like you're not having any more income. That's not like the type of ending I'm talking about. I'm talking about Saturn looking at you over here in this second house saying, are have you restructured your finances in a way that's responsible and, accountable? Have you Are you really feeling like your own self-value and your own worth is being shown? Because Leo, the full moon is in, is all about showing this. You want to show your worth and express your desire to like be this of value person, express your material possessions. You want to show those off. So Saturn's asking you to look at that like, hey, reevaluate like maybe from August and September, have your finances increased in the way that you want them to? Have your finances been structured in the way that you want them or need them to be? Because Saturn is looking at your money right now, okay? Like, Saturn's looking at you like this can be an ending to the cycle. Saturn is playing in your eighth house of others where you get new money, or it can be Saturn asking you to reevaluate that. And that also comes in Saturn telling you, like, if you know your worth and you know your value, you can get that income that you deserve. So let us know in the comments how this plays out for you. Okay, so for these Leo risings, and Leo risings and moons, sorry. For the new moon in Capricorn, it'll be in your ninth house, I'm sorry, sixth house, supported by Mars, where Capricorn is exalted, and ruled by Saturn, which is in your seventh house. So the thing I'm noticing for you guys is that you have a big opportunity to manifest like if you are needing to upgrade your daily routine and your physical fitness routine, or just overall give your health like a once over scan, new moon in Capricorn is the way to do that. If you need to take a visit to the doctor, go ahead and do that around the new moon or on the new moon, because you have the energy supported by Mars here to overcome whatever sixth house ailments are bringing you. That can mean enemies, that can mean health problems. Not saying you're going to have health problems, but I'm saying it's a good time to really structurally and be accountable for, because Saturn is looking at you in an accountable, responsible, and structured manner to look at those things. And this can also be like if you're having enemies or you're having problems at work, you have the energy supported by Mars to overcome that, especially with Mercury here, because Mercury in the sixth house is really, really good. And especially Mars in the sixth house, you have the energy to overcome whatever energy you're going through during this time, like a health problem or enemies at work or just enemies in general, like you're battling litigation of some sort, now could be the time to schedule those appointments or overcome certain battles in that way. But it's a very supported energy here for you guys, and I would say you'll have a lot of energy to be physically active as well, or just you might notice yourself wanting to gravitate more towards taking care of your health and fitness, and um, that's going to happen for you. So let us know in the comments what that looks like. And then for the full moon in Leo on February 24th, happening in your first house with Saturn opposing it in your seventh house, looking at you. Um, this is a closure to a chapter of a major chapter of your life. Okay, so maybe August, September, you decided that you wanted to take these steps to change your life over these past 6 months and do it in a very structured and responsible way because Saturn has really been looking at you for the last year. It's been in your seventh house, and it's asking you like, did you do this in a way that feels aligned to you and your life path? Because this is all about you and you're the main focus, obviously, for the full moon. Like Leo loves to hear that they're the main character for this one. You guys are the main character. I'll give it to you this one time, okay? But yeah, you're just really reevaluating and looking at your life and being like, is this what I want for my life? Am I doing it in the right way? Like, could I have any more responsibility or structure to the way that I'm meeting my goals? And that full moon is going to show you a closure around that. So you'll notice, like, over these last 6 months, have I done it the way I wanted to in a structured, responsible way? And you'll notice that. And Saturn will reward. So don't forget, it can be good. Okay. Oh, let me pause it. Okay. For the Virgo risings, this month you have the full moon, the new moon in Capricorn happening in your fifth house, supported by Mars, where Capricorn is exalted, and ruled by Saturn in your sixth house. Okay, so what I'm noticing for this month is Virgos, you guys, analytical and logical as always, you're wanting to really ground your energy in your creative expression. And you have the ability to be like fully supported by your grounded energy because Mars does well in the fifth house as well, like I was saying for the Leo risings last time with it in the sixth house. It also does great in the fifth house. So this is a time where you guys have the energy to manifest being seen, manifest your creativity and your creative expression and your romance being amplified at the fullest. You have to do it in a structured way again because Saturn is like always watching you with your creative expression and your devotion to anything like a spiritual practice as well, and then also like love and romance. You kind of have to have this very grounded, mature, responsible energy in the way you go about doing these things, but it will happen for you because it's a new beginning and Saturn is going to support you fully in whatever decision, and Mars going to support you fully in whatever way you go about manifesting this new beginning surrounding love and romance, surrounding your creative expression and your children or having children. If you wanted to procreate, you know what I'm saying? Reproduce. Mars in the fifth house. That can be the time. So watch out for that if that's not what you want. But just having stability and structure in your creative expression and your devotion to anything, like devotion to your kids, devotion to a spiritual practice, devotion to a lover. Yeah, this is gonna be good for you guys. Let us know how it plays out for you and what you're manifesting. Okay, my Virgo honey bear babies. All right, so this full moon in Leo is happening on February 24th in your 12th house, and opposite that is your 6th house where Saturn is looking at y'all, okay? So what I can see from this full moon is that you're going to be noticing a closure to a cycle or like an ending in a chapter of your life that started around August and September pertaining to your mental health and peace. It can also be your spirituality and like your creativity in a way that like other people don't see, or just things that you do kind of behind the scenes that just feel really grounded to you, but it brings you happiness and it brings you that confidence. So you guys might notice that on this full moon, you want to be like hidden in a way, but also still creatively expressing yourself, which is like Hannah, what are you talking about? That sounds like two opposite things. But it's because the Leo energy is asking you to be like confident in these things happening for you that are hidden. So it's like it can be a little bit of isolation, it can be a little bit of mental unrest that you might have had these last 6 months that now you're noticing a closure around, and you need to be confident in it. Because Saturn opposing that, looking at you from your sixth house, which is very important for you, Virgo risings and moons. You know, the sixth house is more like, yeah, that's your Virgo stuff. My Pisces ass over here, like, how am I supposed to say this? Okay, so it can be like Saturn is looking at you in your mental peace and like your healing as well, saying, have you healed in the way that is necessary for you? Have you taken the time to rest in the way that is necessary for you that will bring you happiness and confidence to express yourself in a structured and responsible manner, and like asking you to be accountable for your own healing? And it's not like a bad, people kind of misinterpret the 12th house energy. It's not bad. It's just we all need this. We all need that 12th house energy. We need that healing and isolation and alone time. And you might find that on the full moon, you gravitate towards just being alone a little bit more, so you can really reevaluate how you have progressed over these last 6 months. So, yeah, let us know in the comments how that happened for you and what has happened for you guys over the last 6 months. Okay, my lovely Libra risings and moons, for this new moon in Capricorn happening in your fourth house, supported by Mars, where Capricorn is exalted, and then ruled by Saturn in your fifth. So, what I'm noticing for you guys this month is that you're going to have new beginnings and new chapters open up and new ways to manifest things pertaining to your own emotional security and peace of mind. And you're going to do it in a very structured, responsible manner. This can also look like a change of home, you manifesting a new home, you changing something within your home, or restructuring and changing something within a home or moving homes in that manner. And then also restructuring and changing something as it pertains to your own emotional happiness and like the part of yourself that is most private and not other people see. You wanting to be responsible for that and saying, like, hey, I am responsible for my emotions, I am responsible for my own happiness, and I have the ability to change that. Right now, if you are going through something intense pertaining to your emotions or just your happiness, Saturn and Mars are giving you the support and energy to seek help and seek a new structure and a new way of balancing this. So if that looks like starting some type of program that will help you get there, or because Saturn brings support as well, and Mars does too, from other people. So you have the ability to manifest like new happiness for yourself, and just, or even if it's not on the happiness and like emotional peace of mind front, it's in your home. It's like my family life dynamic, it needs to change. I want to manifest this new structured, responsible manner within my family and my home. And Saturn and Mars will bring that for you guys if you do it in a structured, responsible manner. And you'll notice this later on in the year when we get to the other end of this 6 month cycle. But yeah, this is going to be good for you guys. Let us know in the comments what you're manifesting and focusing on. And then again, my Libra risings on February 24th, you have the full moon in Leo happening in your 11th house with Saturn opposite that in your 5th house. Looking at it. So what I'm getting from this is that over the last 6 months, you guys have been in August and September, you might have manifested or noticed a change in your life or a new beginning opening up regarding like things that make you happy, things that bring you this expression and this manifestation that you guys have been focusing on for so long. This is the house of desires, the house of sudden gains. So it's not like you're never going to get any more gains or your manifestations, but the moon and Saturn are asking you to look at like over the last 6 months, have I gotten those things I wanted, those manifestations I was desiring in a structured way? Because Saturn is looking at your gains right now and asking you to be smart and accountable and responsible and structured about it. But it's also this thing that's going to happen for us anyways. The 11th house is things that, you know, are gonna come to us that we are meant for in this lifetime. So having a full moon there, it's gonna ask you to, like, over these last 6 months, have I attained the success in my career that I wanted, that makes me confident? Have I done it in a way that's structured and responsible? And just asking you to reevaluate that. And you might notice on the full moon, maybe you get some sudden gains, maybe you get some career promotion or like some success you wanted from an organization helping you with your happiness and your expression. And it can be like it's something that you've been wanting for a long time that Saturn is finally rewarding you for and giving you that okay, here's the fruits of your labor. So let us know in the comments what that looks like for you and what happens for you on this full moon. Thank you so much. Let me pause. Hello, my Scorpio risings and moons. It is me, your father, the Scorpio sun and Mercury. Just kidding, guys. I know you want me to get down to the business and to the stuff you want to see. So I'm going to tell you. Right now, you guys are going to have a new moon in Capricorn in your third house, ruled or supported by Mars, where it's exalted, and it's also your ruler, okay? And ruled by the new moon is Saturn in your fourth house, okay? So what I'm noticing for you guys is that you're gonna have this desire to put your energy and focus and an up leveling of like this huge like energy. It's just gonna be very, very strong for you because Mars is your ruler and it's literally exalted right now in Mars in your third house with the new moon. So you can manifest new beginnings pertaining to skills you want to achieve. Your willpower and energy and strength overall. Like if you were needing some courage right now, if you were needing some an up leveling of like just courage and energy to get you through every single day, to focus on your skills and things you want to learn, to change the way you're thinking, like your mind and the way you communicate with other people, the way you express your ideas. This Mars, Saturn, Capricorn, new moon energy is gonna support you to do it. Like a big focus for you guys. It's like I'm just feeling like this big. I know the Scorpios are gonna know what I'm talking about when I say like this feeling in you of like a massive passionate energy to focus on these desires and manifestations that you have will come to fruition. Mars is your friend. He gets you. He understands it. When it's exalted there, it's giving you the power to manifest new beginnings pertaining to those things I said. And Saturn looking at it, asking you to do a structured stability. You're gonna desire to make, like, you're gonna want to make these ambitious goals, these ambitious desires, that you're gonna want to receive recognition from. And Mars and Saturn there are like, okay, we see you. What I'm getting in my head is like this energy of like, action speaks louder than words. So that just popped into my mind, you know, my Scorpio mind. So, yeah, you guys understand that your actions during this time, during this new moon, they speak louder than words. Put your money where your mouth is. Is that the saying? Yeah, I think that's the saying. Yeah, you guys got this. It's a good month for you to manifest like skills, just an up leveling in your courage, your personal courage and energy overall. Like if you need more energy, you got this. Let us know in the comments what you're manifesting and how you're doing it, and let's get to that full moon for you. Okay, so we have the full moon happening in your 10th house opposite that Saturn in your 4th house looking at it. So what this is telling me is that there's going to be since August and September of 2023, over those last 6 months, you guys might have been manifesting like this change in your career and your status and how others in the public see you. Maybe you were wanting more recognition at work and just receiving more honors in general. You can notice on the full moon Saturn rewarding you for those things that you've been working hard for. It's also asking, like, did you do this in a way that is confident? Because you guys, contrary to popular belief, you're mysterious, but like when it comes to being seen in the public, you're very confident in who you are, and that triggers people a lot. Because you're sure of yourself in the public eye, and you're sure of your ambitions and goals and desires, and you want to achieve them. So with that full moon there, in the 10th house, it's asking like, hey, did you achieve everything you wanted to when it comes to your career goals and ambition and desires in this lifetime? Did you get the honors you're deserving of? And are you expressing yourself in your career the way you want to, in a way that makes you happy, in a structured, responsible way? That's what this full moon is about for you guys. Um, so you might notice like receiving a type of honor of some sort, or receiving like that recognition you want, or just a change in your career in a way that's seen by others. So yeah. Let us know in the comments what happens for you on the full moon and keep us updated. Okay, for the Sagittarius risings, February 9th, full moon happening in your second house, supported by Mars, where Capricorn is exalted, and then ruled by Saturn in your third. Okay, so what this is telling me is that you guys can manifest money. You guys can, this is the time to do it. And let me explain why. So, Mars is exalted, like I said, in Capricorn, and being in the second house, where Mars is naturally ruling the eighth house, which is opposite that, it's like, oh, I can get resources from people. I can bring in this income from other people. They want to give me money. Um, and you're going to notice a change. You can manifest a change, and you'll just notice a change in your income, your relationship with your money, your relationship with your material possessions. And it's also on the more like intuitively spiritual, like, psychological side of it. It's like asking you, like, Saturn is telling you to be accountable for your own self-worth. Nobody else can tell you what you're worth. Nobody else can tell you your value. You know what you're worth and you know your value. And you have the energy here to like step up and say, maybe in your career or job or work field or whatever, time to ask for the raise. You can do that. Mars and Saturn here are supporting you. And yeah, and Venus here in your first house. I didn't really go too much into detail about this with the other signs, but something's telling me I need to guide for you guys. So with Venus here in your first house, like what I'm noticing overall, people are gonna not only be thinking you're extremely beautiful during this full moon, and like wanting to please you in that sense of like you just attracting that positive energy, that Venusian energy to you. But with the new moon there, like go into your boss's office and tell them you need a raise. You deserve a raise. You're worthy of a raise. Only if, only if, like don't come back with me and say, like, I didn't get the raise. If you have been doing it in a structured, responsible way. Because like obviously you know your self-worth and your value, like you're worthy of so much, but like Saturn is looking at you like, yep, have you been putting in the work though? Have you been doing it in a responsible, accountable way? And if not, now's the time to manifest that change. But if you have been, I would say this is a highly beautiful time for you guys to make that money, make their pockets hurt. Okay, let's look at the full moon. Okay, so for the full moon happening in your ninth house in Leo, opposite that Saturn in your third house looking at you, it's like Saturn and the moon are communicating to each other, excuse me, to over the last 6 months, you realize like how have you been going about things that matter to you on a philosophical level, which you Sagittarius risings understand this because philosophy and spirituality is very attuned to you. It's like what your purpose is here for, as a Sag rising. So with this in your ninth house, it's like, have I been expressing myself, and am I happy with my beliefs and my morals and values? Are they, Saturn is looking at them being like, yeah. Maybe also have you been if you're in higher education or in school of any sorts, like have I been structuring my school and my higher education routine in a way that is fitting for me in a confident manner? That full moon, you'll notice like a closure to that chapter of your life, or just an ending to that cycle where it's like, yeah, I have been being really structured in my beliefs and my morals and values and my luck and fortune, which it's coming to you anyways, but like on a more sense also like your education, your higher education, or like any courses you're involved in, if you have been going about them in a structured and responsible manner that makes you happy and confidently expresses yourself, then Saturn gonna reward you during this full moon, okay? With some good luck, because that's ninth house. You know about that, my Sag rising, you know about that. But if you haven't, then this is like that chapter that's coming to an end where Saturn's like, okay, closing that chapter. You learned your lesson. Now we can move on. All right. So let us know in the comments what happens for you. All right, my lovely little Capricorn buddies. This new moon is happening for you in your first house, supported by Mars, where Capricorn is exalted, and ruled by Saturn, which is currently placed in your second house. So what I'm noticing for you guys is you have the opportunity, or one may notice these things happening on the new moon and pertaining to your own life path. The path of life that you are going on, is it structured? Is it responsible? Am I achieving my ambitions and my goals? Because as Capricorn rising, you got those ambitions, you got those goals, you got those a desire to achieve success and get the honor and recognition you deserve. And with Mars here supported by that, you can do this because it's supporting you. Mars is exalted in Capricorn, and it's giving you that energy and willpower and strength and motivation and drive to focus in on like the life path that you're taking. So if you're wanting to manifest anything new happening in your life up until now, you can absolutely do that. And I would say Saturn just wants you to do it in a very structured manner that also understands your worth and value at the same time. So just keep that in mind and let us know in the comments what you're manifesting. Let's look at the full moon. Okay, so with the new moon happening in 12, yeah, so the new moon happening in your 8th house, opposite that in your second is Saturn. Looking at it, sorry, full moon happening in your 8th house with Saturn opposite that in your second house, looking at it in the sign of Leo on February 24th. So what I'm noticing for you guys with the full moon is that you're having this a revelation to over the last 6 months. Have you been getting the resources that you need from other people? Have you been maybe researching deep into something that really helps you in a spiritual manner, in an attractive manifesting manner? Because with the full moon in your 8th house, you have that ability to attract something very, very deeply. The Saturn is looking at you like, hey, are you doing that in a structured, responsible way? And then with it being in the sign of Leo, is it bringing you that happiness and that confidence that you need to keep it pushing? And you'll notice like that will be the theme of the last 6 months on the full moon. So like reevaluating the last 6 months of, have I gotten the resources I need from other people, like loans, grants, investments, partner resources from my partner, or like is my partner providing for me in the way I desire and want, or vice versa? And then if not, Saturn's like giving you that opportunity to change it and like close the chapter around that lesson in your life. But overall, you'll just notice an ending to that cycle. Doesn't mean like you're not getting money from other people anymore or things like that. It's just like a lesson learned type of thing. Like, okay, I learned my lesson there. Saturn taught me the lesson. Now I know. And in another way as well, it can be Saturn giving you the fruits of your labor from other people. So maybe you get a lot of things from people this day. You could get like resources from other people, loans, grants, things that are owed to you, money, payouts, things like that. Or just be very, very attractive to other people. So let us know in the comments how the full moon plays out for you. Okay. Okay, so Aquarius risings. This month you have the new moon happening in your 12th house. On February 9th, happening in your 12th house, supported by Mars, where it's exalted, and then ruled by Saturn in your first house. Okay, so what I'm noticing for this is that you guys have an opportunity to manifest or experience new beginnings around your mental health, around your peace of mind, like the way you think on a deeply intuitive spiritual level. Um, an opportunity for you to manifest new healing, because with the 12th house we notice like those healing patterns, that desire to isolate, to heal, to hide away from the world, to be in your own world in your mind, which you get that as an Aquarius rising, like that is what it is for you, but you have to do it in a structured way. Okay, you got to do it in a structured, responsible way, which doesn't really sound fun when you think about healing in a structured way, because healing isn't linear. We all know that. But for you guys, it's just Saturn asking you to be responsible for yourself, responsible for your own healing. That doesn't mean you can't get help from others, because obviously Mars here, where the new moon Capricorn is exalted, because Mars is exalted in Capricorn. So it's like you can get help from other people. You just got to be responsible about it. Hold yourself accountable for your own healing. And yeah, you can also manifest new creativity, new healing. Maybe if you wanted to just hide away from the world a little bit to do that, you can manifest that in a structured way, okay? So let us know in the comments what you're manifesting or what new beginning you want to see happen in your life around this time. And yeah, let's get to the full moon. Okay, so for the full moon happening in Leo in your 7th house, opposite that, Saturn is looking at you in your 1st house. Saturn is looking at the full moon happening because it's in your 1st house and it's opposite the full moon. So what this means for you guys is that there's going to be this closure that you're needing or wanting, or an ending in a cycle in your relationship. This doesn't mean a breakup, okay? It does not mean a breakup, but it can. But for those of you in a happy, good relationship, I would say it's more so a closing of a cycle in your relationship, or closing in a pattern with your business partners or anyone that you're in a deep everyday like relationship with, like friendship or even just partnership, or someone that you're in business with, or a partner or a spouse. You're noticing a cycle coming to an end, something that has been on your mind since August, September of 2023. It's like, okay, over this last 6 months, Saturn is asking, like, hey, have those changes happened? Have you gotten the things that you wanted in a relationship that make you happy and feel confident about? And if not, you'll notice an ending to it. And if it's been in a structured way, but if you have been in a structured way, then it won't necessarily be an ending, but more so like Saturn is giving you like giving you the rewards for this thing, because Saturn is always going to reward that hard work and dedication that you put into your relationships and your partners and your business partners and things like that. If it's been structured in responsible manner, in something you've been accountable for, because Saturn in your 1st house of self right now, it's been asking you to take on responsibility in a major way and restructure your life completely. And for the full moon, it's going to be focused majorly on others in your life. Like, have they been the people they need to be in a competent way that helps you express yourself? And if not, then a cycle ends. Doesn't mean forever, it just means like a cycle to that chapter that ends. And if it has been, then Saturn gives you the fruits of your hard work and dedication and your harmony within relationships, okay? So let us know in the comments what that full moon looks like for you. Now we're moving on to Pisces. Hello, my fellow Pisces risings or Pisces moons. It's me, your Pisces moon favorite. Okay. So, yeah, I know I told other signs, or maybe another sign, that they were the main character, but just between us, just between you and me, it's you guys, okay? Always. So with the Pisces, having a full moon in or a new moon in Capricorn in their 11th house, supported by Mars, where Capricorn is exalted, and ruled by Saturn, which is in your 12th. So what I'm noticing for us Pisces natives, this month is gonna be major focus. Like, the new moon is giving you this opportunity to manifest like a mofo. Okay, almost to the word. Don't want to do that. Yeah, because 11th house is all about those manifestations, those gains, that sudden windfall of like, where did this come from? What is happening? Capricorn here is telling you to do that, giving you the energy. Saturn is supporting it as long as you're doing it in a structured, responsible manner. And what I mean by that is like, um, you're wanting to manifest these things, but you gotta be like very grounded about it. It's not like, don't think outside of the box. It's not like that. Like, you're obviously gonna think outside of the box. You're a Pisces, but just do it in a way that's responsible. Be responsible for your own like manifestations, if that makes sense. Let me reword this a little bit. Give me 1 second. Okay, so sorry about that. My Pisces brain was going in 100 different directions in 1 minute, and I had to center myself. You Pisces know what I'm talking about. Okay, but what I mean by this is that Saturn is asking you to be responsible for your success, and it's not like you have to be responsible for your own manifestations and you have to be the one to get those or to bring those in. Like, no, Mars here is bringing that in from other people and other places in ways you can't even imagine. It's just asking you, like, are you doing the things you need to do and being responsible for yourself in the way that holds you accountable to bring in those manifestations? Because, like, Saturn wants you here in that 11th house, it wants you to do that work that you need to do and in a structured way. You can't, it's like, you know the saying, work hard, play harder? Well, you have the opportunity to play hella hard here, but have you been working hard? Are you willing to work hard to get those things? So you can manifest new opportunities from like just money in general, like sudden gains, career success, social media attention. You can manifest even like a network or an organization that can help you in some way. You can manifest that, and as well as also just like a focus on, you might be feeling like a pull toward tithing a little bit. I strongly advise you not to, because Saturn doesn't want to pull you back into like that isolation. It's just like making sure you're also being accountable for your mental health, okay? You gotta focus on your mental health right now, my Pisces babies. We got to do it. And then just, yeah, this is gonna be a really good new moon for us. Major success that we can cultivate, and that, like I've said many times, Saturn rewards the hard work that you put in to get the goals that you're desiring and manifesting. Saturn will reward. Okay, if any planet does that, it's gonna be Saturn, and you'll notice it in the next 6 months in the new moon cycle. So yeah, let us know in the comments what you're manifesting. As a Pisces moon, I'll give you that a little treat. I am manifesting just success in general. I don't want to get too personal, that's what I'm manifesting, but yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm putting in the work, I'm holding myself accountable, and I'm gonna be manifesting that success, okay? So let's see what the full moon is gonna be bringing for us. Okay, so the full moon is gonna be in Leo, happening in your 6th house, with Saturn in your 12th house opposing that, which, just to give the Pisces a little extra 2 cents right now, I know for my Pisces, this Saturn in your 12th house energy has been pretty intense. If you're a Pisces moon like me, you're going through your Saraswati, so it's just been very heavy overall. And I want to give you guys like a little sense of hope that it does get better. Like, I need to hear this myself as well, but I know it deep down because I can see astrologically that it does get better and it will pay off. But you guys really have to focus on your mental health as well. Get the rest you need. Structure your time better, because look, that full moon is like asking from the last 6 months, have you been structuring your time properly? And if you haven't, that full moon is gonna like show you, okay, this is a ending to that cycle. You're no longer gonna be structuring your day like this because it's not bringing you the mental peace that you need. And if you have been structuring your day in the way that you manifested probably August, September of 2023, then Saturn's going to reward the fruits of your labor, okay? And it hasn't been easy for you guys, obviously, with Saturn in the 12th house. It's been intense, okay? We know that, but with the full moon happening there, it's like, it's also like this energy around your work, your daily routine, and your life, like your physical health as well. um Saturn saying, like, have I been in the work field that's making me happy, providing me with like the energy on a day-to-day basis to do my routine the way I want to, that I am confident about? And if not, that Saturn saying, like, okay, we are not going to be repeating that cycle anymore, a closing to it. And if you have, then on the full moon, if you have been being structured and responsible and accountable about it these last 6 months, then Saturn's going to reward you for that in some way pertaining to your physical health. Maybe you reach a new milestone in your workout routine, or like you get this new responsibility at work that's really beneficial for you, or your health improves during this time, and um or just you decide maybe to end a chapter with a work previously that wasn't good for you. I understand this deeply as a Pisces moon, so let us know in the comments what happens for you on the full moon, and if you do notice these changes or the cycles ending. So yeah, I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and I save the best for last always. So thank you guys so much for watching, and that will be the end of this. And you also can book a reading with me on the website. And don't forget the calendars. They're amazing, beautiful. Obviously, all this that I just showed you. Actually, I'm going to show that really quick. Yep. This beautiful thing. You guys need this. I know you need it. And it's been helping me so much to bring in so many manifestations, call in so much like just peace to my mind, which Pisces moons need right now. Even if you're not a Pisces moon and you're watching this or rising, everybody needs that peace of mind. So check out the calendars, book a reading with me on the site. They are significantly thorough and I enjoy doing them so much. So if you want some more insights onto these transits and how they'll happen for you, go do that. And I love you.